What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to keep you informed and give you a quick couple updates. I know I've been saying that, but there isn't much I can really do until the weather starts cooperating. And I think it was like last week we just got hit with another little shot of snow. It was only like 2 inches, but it brought the temperatures down quite a bit. Last weekend was my birthday, and my wife and my kids got me this Canon camera that I'm recording on now, so no more cell phones, so that's awesome. And my buddy Trent got me an Xbox Elite controller. Mine had broke. I can't remember what I was playing, but I was hitting LB, and in an Xbox One Elite controller, the LB and the RB they're attached together, and when it snaps off, the button likes to fall out. So I was pretty mad about that, and he knew I love that controller, so he got me that. Then, if you remember in the update video, I was talking about getting a rebuild kit for the GSR. Well, my buddy Derek beat me to the punch on that one, and I'll show you guys what he got me for my birthday. I have it out here in my mud room so my kids don't screw with it. Just give me a second here. I'll grab it. Okay. Shut that damn door. Okay. So, here's what we got. Head gasket, piston rings. See what else we got here. Just gonna scoot this over. Valve cover gasket, intake manifold gasket. We're only gonna have to use one of these because I don't have that stock GSR intake manifold. It's gonna be Skunk 2 Pro intake manifold. And I don't think we're going to be using these valve stem seals, but we got a cam seal. I mean, all the grommets for the valve cover. Awesome. There's that. And the bottom end. And we got oil pan gasket. And if you're going to do this, guys, I always recommend a Honda OEM oil pan gasket. These aftermarket ones, they smush really bad and they kind of leak. But I mean, I've never had a Honda one leak, but these things tend to leak, so keep that in mind. We got a main seal. They even sent me 2 washers for oil changes. And then over here we got main bearings, and then rod bearings somewhere in there. Anyways, it's just a cheap kit, but it'll get me daily driving my Civic again. And you know it's good when it says this: quality guaranteed. Of course. I mean, that's the best you can get, right? And I'll show you guys what else we got. Okay, let me grab this box right here. Oh, it's kind of heavy. Okay. This is what else we got. Look at that. Those sure look like motor mounts. And yes, they are. If you guys are planning on doing a B series swap into a EK, the best way to get it, see, this isn't even like swap mounts. These are for a 99 or 2000 EM1, which is a 99 2000 Civic Si. So those will bolt right into an EK chassis. And I got these for really, really cheap, and they're rated to like 600 horse or something like that. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm going to set you guys back up here, and I'll tell you a little story about that motor. Okay, so that engine that I have, the B18C1 that's out in my garage, that came out of my buddy Derek's car, okay? So he has a 95 Honda Del Sol VTEC model, which the VTEC model, there wasn't very many of them made. There's a little, you know, there's some out there, but they're getting harder and harder to find. Well, VTEC model came with a stock B16, and his car originally obviously had the B16, and one of our old friends used to own the car. I don't know who owned it before him, but he had it when the B16 was in it, and then he sold it to some young random kid. Well, the young random kid blew up the B16, the original B16 that was in there, and then he sold the car to another one of our buddies, and he ended up doing that B18C1 swap. Well, I don't know if he just kind of gave up on it or what, but he wanted to get rid of it. And my buddy Derek, excuse me, bought the car just because of the potential. I mean, the car is in really, really good shape. It just, all it really needs is a paint job. It's the traditional Milano red, if you guys know what that is. So the paint's starting to fade, but I mean, as far as body-wise, there's no rust. There's one little dent that's easy to fix, and that's it. The car is just clean as can be. Anyways, let me give you a little background on this motor. So we swapped a motor into my buddy Derek's Del Sol. He didn't want to mess with the B18C1, so he just gave it to me. And we pulled that motor out, and we put his motor in that he had bought. He doesn't like to really say what kind of motor's in it. It's kind of under wraps, but maybe in the future we might show you guys what it is. It's pretty sweet, and it freaking moves. It's pretty insane. Anyways, we brought the B18C1 to my garage, and then we started tearing it down, and right away we found some major flaws. We took the valve cover off, and you know those like big Walmart jugs of oil that you can get? They're either like a gallon or 5 quarts. Well, you know that foil that you rip off the top? Well, we found about 3 or 4 of those pieces of foil inside the head. Luckily, it kind of went down in like a crevice of the side of the head. There wasn't any oil ports or anything there, so we got lucky there. And then when we had the valve cover off, I took the timing cover off, and then I put the motor on top dead center. And this motor ran, have you? I put it on top dead center, and it was way off. I don't know what the hell the person was doing trying to time it. And I don't know if he just didn't know what he was doing or what, but it was probably about 4 cogs off, and it just ran like shit. It ran horrible, and it had a really bad oil leak, and so there was a problem there. Then we took the head off, and we found the oil leak. 2 of the fire rings on the head gasket were blown out, so I'm assuming it was probably because of detonation due to the timing being off, and you know, your ignition hitting when it's not supposed to. But on the back of the block, there's a couple oil ports there that had blown out on the head gasket side, so that was the oil leak. We thought it was the oil filter, and we didn't want to crawl up underneath there and just check it. We said the hell with it, because we knew we were going to do a swap. Anyways, then we got to the bottom of the motor, and we pulled the oil pan off, and it was just a mess. I pulled the main caps, the bearings were this close to being shot. Rod caps, same way. I mean, this motor was in really poor health. And luckily, we got to it before it ruined the crank. And cranks aren't cheap. I mean, I haven't looked for a long time, but I know they're not cheap. And the ones that you do find are they've already had a spun bearing, so you gotta send it off to a machine shop, and then you gotta grind it down and use oversized bearings, which we didn't want to do. So anyways, this is the next motor build that's coming up. We're probably gonna do some odds and ends on my buddy Derek's car to get his going, because we got to get it ready for Hot Import Nights Minneapolis. And I'm going to be getting a car here pretty soon. Just a little hint, and I'll bring you guys along with me. It's quite a long drive, and I'll kind of keep you updated on that trip. But anyways, that B18C1, yeah, that's when the weather cooperates and it warms up, that's what we're going to be doing. And my buddy Derek's car as well. So I'm sorry I didn't have anything to work on. I know you guys want another D-Series build, but our friend Trent he's working out of state, and he hasn't really been in contact with us lately because he's been working. So we're going to try to get a hold of him and see if he's heard anything on those rings for the D-Series build, which I'm pretty excited about. Maybe I can, in the future, maybe in a couple days, I can show you guys how to, like, I don't know what we could do on that motor until we get all the stuff. I was going to say set the valves on the head, but you got to have the head on the motor and in time to set the valves. But anyways, yeah, it was just a little video to tell you guys what's up. And I'm really, really sorry about this. I appreciate you guys hanging in there. And yeah, we're just going to try to make the best of it. And I hope you guys stick with me. So if you like this video, please comment, share it, subscribe. And I hope to see you guys in the future. Peace.